What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be going ahead and showcasing in Pirate Rumble one of the brand new Sugo Fest exclusive characters that I was able to pull in the discount multi of the recent Sugo Fest, the Pirate Rumble Sugo Fest, featuring the brand new Corazon, which is going to be Urouge. So we were lucky enough to pull this guy today, and this is a really odd team structure that I have here, but I have a goal in mind, and that's the whole reason why I'm building a team such as this. The goal of this team is to just counter other side-based teams, and I don't know how it's going to perform, but we're going to go ahead and showcase it in this video today. So before we actually jump into it, let's actually break down what Urouge does in Pirate Rumble. So his ability is going to give your INT characters level 5 HP and level 5 defense, and for the first 30 seconds, he also gives himself level 3 CT increase, and side-type enemies will get CT speed down level 3. It's actually going to be a really nice way to debuff some of those pesky side characters that will come up against. And then his special on a 33 CT will target INT teammates for level 5 defense. Then he gives himself level 6 attack, level 6 defense, level 6 crit percent up, and then he targets 3 Psy enemies for 4 times his attack is damage, which is crazy. He just does absurd amounts of damage. So with this team as well, we've got Katakuri, who has really good Psy debuffing. We've got Ohm for Psy debuffing. I recently pulled Smoker in the same discount multi as Urouge, so we're going to be using him on the bench as well. A really good character. And then Yamato and Moria can provide some really nice buffs for our crew, as well as doing pretty good stuff in terms of damage and really good debuffs as well to the enemies. So that's the goal of this team. I hope that we're able to get some wins, because I know the Psy team is one of my favorite teams, and it probably is my favorite team in the game. And I think it's going to be relatively tricky, but let's see what Urouge is able to do today. So here is our first opponent. This is a pretty scary team, honestly, because we have Kuzan. It does have level limit break. I don't know actually what component of level limit break he gets the buffs. He does have the buffed special. Okay, yeah, he's got everything buffed. Okay, that's going to be really, really annoying. NL, I'm not too scared about, but I mean, Wano Law. Wano Law is typically not a team that you want to be facing with my team that I currently have, but hey, that's what we're here for. We want to see how this team is able to perform against some of the most difficult side teams. So Wano Law, you always want to avoid it if you're running an INT team, because most of the characters that you run on an INT offensive team are going to be powerhouse or driven. It's just the way it is. The INT and driven INT characters are just the best characters to use in Pirate Rumble, so unfortunately it is what it is. But in terms of our the rest of like the actual stats of our characters, they're not too bad, but we are being debuffed pretty heavily. Katakuri, when he launches his special, he can debuff some of those side characters. Yamato and Moria can halve their stats. Ohm can halve their stats. We're already taking damage from Eneru, which is not that much of a surprise. Urouge will just miss out on his special ability, unfortunately. Katakuri is going to get his special, so we love to see that. Speed down and CT down level 5, so that's going to be good just for a little bit of extra time here. And luckily, Mori actually tanks all the debuffs from Roger. That's huge for us. Who are you targeting? Wow, that was really good damage against Mori. We couldn't even get his special to launch. Is our Kiji launching? He is going to launch, and that targets all enemies. Yamato is going to go down. That really sucks. Oh, man, that sucks really bad. Okay, Ohm's going to come in, and he does halve the stats of 3 side characters. A little bit of extra damage there, which is always nice. Smoker's actually ready to launch his special, too. That's pretty good. Pretty decent damage, and the special bind obviously is resisted from Roger. Whitebeard is also in for us now. Katakuri, we need Urouge to launch so badly, dude. Oh my god, Katakuri's down. Everyone is dying. This should do heavy damage though. Okay, that was pretty good, but was actually expecting a little bit higher damage output there. But I mean, it is what it is. The side team is very, very pesky. Alright, let's see how much damage. Good damage there from Whitebeard, actually. And at this point here, I'm not really too worried. I'm pretty sure we've got this in the bag. Especially if Sobermask is able to launch it. He does. And that's that. Wow, surprising. I mean, it was a very, very scary looking team, and unfortunately we couldn't get our own Yamato to launch. If our own Yamato did launch, and even Moria couldn't even launch his special either, so we did get kind of unlucky in this fight, but despite that, we actually were still able to get the job done, which is pretty impressive, honestly. And here we are with another side-based team. This time we have to worry about Odin, but once again, Wano Law is going to be present. I believe in the previous team, Rebecca and Toy Soldier weren't even on the team either, so going to be interesting to see. Definitely a more balanced side team, especially because there is an additional character on the bench. Roger on the bench, don't know how I feel about that. I think that that should have definitely been replaced with something else. Roger is not a really good bench unit because he doesn't really do a lot of damage, and he's much better to have out in the front lines because I believe he actually gives himself a lot more buffs at the start of the quest rather than later on in the fight. So yeah, Roger on the bench, not really a big fan of that choice per se, but what I really want to see this time, I really hope that we're able to get all of our characters to launch their specials. That's going to be good. Putting Yamato right in the middle probably wasn't the wisest idea because she's just tanking so much damage here, and we really don't want her to tank too much damage. She's already below 50% HP, which is a little worrying. Unfortunately, couldn't launch, and then Katakuri unfortunately couldn't launch. We're about to tank a load of damage here. Yamato is down, we got action binded, and I think just with that alone, just with that special, I think we're automatically going to lose. Yamato's about to launch her special as well. Oh boy, this is bad. This is so bad. At least Urouge's launching, hopefully. Oh, I mean, he's already half stats though. Oh no, it's game over. Dude, it is so game over. Yeah, it's a wrap, dude. Just wrap it up. I mean, Sober Mask is down. Ohm is at least going to provide some half stats and a little bit of extra damage, which is pretty good. And we're already launching again. Okay, so this was not a very impressive showing in any way, shape, or form. I mean, personally speaking, I'm not even the biggest fan of INT attack teams. I think they're pretty bad, honestly. But man, Urouge is nice to have for sure, but this just goes to show why the side teams are just far superior to INT teams in a lot of different ways. Defensively, INT teams can provide a lot more, but boy oh boy, this is not very impressive on our end here. Huge damage there, action bind inflicted by Odin, and I mean, anytime now we're about to lose, anytime now. Okay, so it's just Moria left, who's action binded, and there we go. So yeah, that was a little bit difficult to navigate through. That Wano Law really hinders us because it does reduce our CT by a very significant portion. And even though we do have a lot of debuffs to them, if we can't launch our specials, it's going to be very hard to win, obviously. And especially when you're launching your specials after you've already been halved stats, as we saw with that current fight there with Urouge. Huge loss coming in there against the side team. Alright, if we lose to this one, then, I mean, I give up on the INT team. I really do. And I mean, this team could potentially be upgraded, you know, if we pull the characters like the Dory and Broggy, the PvP Rev recruits. I may want to rediscover the INT team once that happens, but I mean, if we lose to this, I've lost all hope for the INT team. Now, I know that you can definitely run better characters than what I'm running right now, but again, like, most teams shouldn't be losing to this. This is a really good team though, but I mean, I feel confident in saying that we should be okay. I feel like we should be able to tank this. We've got a lot of debuffers to their side characters, and they don't have Wano Law, which means that we're not being severely debuffed either. But those characters that they have are really pesky, and especially when this happens. This is the worst case scenario, and we could potentially lose literally just because of this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, and then Odin's gonna hit. Oh my god, and Urouge got action binded. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Okay, Ohm. Half stats, please. Thank you. 3k fixed. Smoker at least is gonna do some damage. Ooh, nice. Who we KO there? Roger, okay. Unfortunately, that action bind really does hurt. Urouge's about to launch his special, though. This is what we want to see. So this should do some pretty decent damage to the Odin. Okay, he's out of here. See you later, buddy. And I think Luffy hasn't revived yet, so that's actually kind of annoying. We really need to KO him so that he will revive after this hit. There we go. He's revived now. And then we should be able to just squeeze in the win. Katakuri going to come in. My Katakuri is actually max level limit break and level limit break expanded as well. So that Katakuri has some crazy stats. But okay, at least we got that one done. It was looking very scary, and I can see how teams would lose to that. But I just wanted to make sure that nothing was really going wrong. At least we did get that win. So with all of that being said, that is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and in terms of just an overview and what I think of your rogue, I think he's currently okay. I don't really have too many qualms with this unit. The only real issue that I have is that the INT typing in Pirate Rumble itself is not a very good offensive type team. They're definitely more defensively focused, kind of like the Dex team. Like the Dex team does have some good offensive strategies, but mostly they're pretty good in their defenses. And the same thing is with INT. Like offensively, they've got some tools that they can use, but realistically, you're not going to be using INT team as your dedicated offensive team, at least if you've got a vast array of characters that you already have access to. So that's my thoughts and opinions about this character. I'm definitely still going to go back to the side team, and it just works way better. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.